we're in our new design file. As you can see, the interface changed now. We have again a sidebar on the left, but it's a little bit different. We have some menu options on top, a little bit different, and we have a sidebar on the right side as well, which we didn't have before. And we have this main canvas area that we are actually going to be designing in. So that's how the main layout of a file is sectioned. Now you can see that we have a home button in here that takes us back to all of our Figma files. We have our file open in here. Looks similarly to a browser tab, and that's again on purpose because Figma is again using a lot of web technologies to be able to run. You can close off this file and go back to all of your files and teams and projects by hitting the little X on top, or you can create a new file just simply by clicking this plus button in here. What we're going to focus most on is everything else in this top bar in this video. So we have our Figma logo with a little drop down in here. It has access to all of our different options in the menu. It also has a lot of things that we're going to use while designing in here on top too. You're going to see that this is the name of the project that you're working on, and this is the name of the file. So let's just call this Figma beginner file. And you have, if you're in a paid plan like me, you're going to have the ability to talk to another designer who might be working on this same file as well. By clicking on this little start conversation button, you have the ability to view everyone who's viewing the file in here. So if there were multiple people in the file, I would see all of their avatars here in the top right section. I have the ability to manage sharing settings by clicking on this share button, which then allows me to share maybe just this specific file, not the entire project, with someone else, which is useful because sometime when you're designing, you maybe want to have your work in progress file that only the designers are going to be in, and maybe like the final version file or a review file that you share with other developers, clients, project managers, and so on. So that's why share settings on a file level are specifically useful. You're gonna have this little play button in here as well, which is called present option. It takes you into a more presentational view of the file, which allows you to use arrows on your keyboard like left and right to move through frames in a file. And then here on the top, you have the ability to zoom in, zoom out, which is going to affect this area in here. And to demonstrate, I'm just going to create a simple rectangle in here. For example, I'm using Mac, which has a touch bar, which a lot of other laptops have as well. And I'm kind of pinching in and out to zoom in and out. But you can also do the same thing by entering the percentage value in here. So like 100%, you're now able to see what's in here. You can use your mouse or your trackpad or whatever you're using to navigate to go over this canvas that we're going to be designing in. So this area in between the left sidebar and the right sidebar is where we're designing. Zoom in, zoom out, self-explanatory. Zoom to fit basically means that you're going to be zoomed into a section of on the canvas in the middle that's going to allow you to view everything that's in this file. You can zoom to 50%, 100%, or 200%. One thing you're going to notice, Figma is actually teaching you shortcuts. If you're using Windows, you're going to have different shortcuts in here, but don't worry, we attached a helpful PDF for you with all of the different Figma shortcuts that you might be using. But you can see that, for example, on Mac, if I hit Command 0, it's actually going to zoom in to 100%, which is something that I'm going to be often using to ensure that what I'm looking at is at the exact same size that someone else is going to be looking at it. You can zoom in further. You can manage your pixel preview, which is basically best to leave it disabled for most of your design work, unless you're working on some things that are really small and you want to ensure that there are not going to be any kind of half-filled pixels, which is the smallest kind of amount of space your screen has. This allows you to turn on pixel grid on and off, which then also allows you to snap things to a pixel grid. So for example, if I duplicate this rectangle, you can see that there are some helpful guides, and everything that I'm moving is done by an actual pixel. So there's not like 0.33 pixels in here. So that's helpful as well. Layout grids, that's something that's that we're gonna dive in a little bit later. It's basically like helpful guides that we have in our screens that we're designing to help us place elements. So you can kind of turn it on and off by clicking this option, or by using the Shift G option shortcut on your keyboard. You can also set up some custom rulers for yourself, which are lines that then you can use to place objects and ensure alignment in your designs. Outlines is a view of your design where nothing is filled, but it's just like little strokes of everything. And you can use these two features with comments and multiplayer cursors to help you collaborate with other designers and like either view the comments or not, and to see other cursors as someone else is designing maybe on the same screen as you are. So yeah, that's the overview of that side of the screen. I want to dive in a little bit deeper into options in here, but let's do that in another video.